Hey guys, Colin here with a great stretch for you that is called the Brettzel. And the reason it's called the Brettzel is developed by a guy named Brett, and it's a pretzel sort of shaped stretch. So the idea behind the stretch is we're actually hitting multiple areas, we're stretching multiple areas at once, get the maximum bang for the buck, so we're not wasting our time doing stretches all day and we can go out and live our life. So what I'm going to have you do for this stretch is I'm going to have you get a foam roller, a pillow, anything that you can rest your head on so we can lie on our side and keep our head and neck nice and straight. So I'm going to lay on my side like so. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have my legs a little bit bent here. And in this position, I want to make sure that my cheek is resting against the foam roller. My shoulders are pointing up toward the ceiling, stacked on top of each other. My hips are stacked on top of each other and both pointed up toward the ceiling. With this stretch, we're going to be leaning back this direction. The thing that's going to want to happen, what you'll notice you'll want to do is you'll want to tip your hips backward like this. We don't want you to do that, so in order to keep you from doing that, I'm going to have you lift this top leg up so that this knee is now bent at a 90-degree angle here. And I'm going to put that knee right inside my hand here, and I'm going to hold that. So now I've tacked this down. You might start to feel a stretch through the glute here and into the low back and sacrum already. Now, from this position, the basic motion, the easiest motion you can do is you're going to put your hand on your rib cage just like this, and keeping this knee locked down with this hand, you're gently going to drop the shoulder back. So you notice I'm turning my head back, I'm dropping that shoulder back. I'm going to hold this for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to relax. See if I can drop back a little bit farther. Now, what I want to add to this stretch to make it more effective is breathing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe in as I'm in that stretched position, still tacking or holding down this top leg or this top knee with the hand. I'm going to drop back. I'm going to breathe in to my chest area here. And as I do, you'll feel your rib cage expand. As you breathe out, I'm going to have you just gently pull on your rib cage and lean back the opposite direction, just like this. I'm going to repeat that 3 times. So normal breath into the rib cage. Now, once you get to the stretch position, you want to hang out there for 10 to 20 seconds. So that will put you into that stretch. What we're doing is we're getting a lot of rotation now in through our mid-back. We're stretching out through the hip here, through the glute medius, glute maximus. We're getting some of those other deep rotators of the hip. We're getting the piriformis. We're getting a lot of stuff at once. So this is not the full stretch. So it's going to seem challenging. So the next step of this stretch, if you feel like going on with it, go ahead. If not, if this is enough for you, stop and just work on this. The next part of this stretch is instead of having the hand here, I'm actually going to drop it out this way behind me. What that's going to do is I'm going to have the weight of my arm now stretching out my upper chest here and my front shoulder. You'll feel it even into the upper arm and the bicep. So I'm going to come into this position again. I'm going to take a deep breath in to my rib cage. As I breathe out, I'm going to let my body drop that direction, just like so. Again. Once you do that 3 times, you're going to then hang out in that end position, like I said, for 20 to 30 seconds. So if we want to add more to this, now I know it sounds like a lot, if we want to add more to this, what I'm going to do is with my hand clasped over my knee and myself in this position, stretching, once I get in that position, if I've done it 3 times and I'm now stretching here, I'm going to add a stretch right in through here. I'm going to accentuate that stretch by pushing this knee up toward the ceiling, but not letting it move because I have it clasped down with this hand here. Okay, so I'm going to be leaning like this. I'm going to push up with this knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to breathe out. As I do, I'm going to let my body twist a little bit more this way. I'm going to pull my knee down toward the ground a little bit. I can do this 3 times. Now we're going to add one more stretch to the mix. You're going to take your top hand, and you're going to grab the ankle of the bottom leg. You're actually going to pull that leg back toward your butt. Pull that foot toward your butt. You're going to be in this position now. So I'm stretching as I pull across here, stretching with this hand, stretching the front of this bottom leg by pulling this foot back toward my butt, trying to touch my butt with that. Now in this position, I'm going to do the same thing. Take a deep breath into the chest. As I breathe out, I'm going to let myself roll back, just like so. I'm going to hold this for about 20 seconds, do it again, repeat. Now in this position, I can add 2 different stretches once I've done this 3 times. Now I want to accentuate the stretch here and accentuate the stretch through the front here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to again push this knee up toward the ceiling as I hold here. I'm going to imagine lifting this knee up this way as I hold back here. So into this position, and I'm going to push up with the top knee and forward with the bottom knee. A count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As I breathe out, I'm going to let myself pull the bottom leg back a little bit more and pull this knee, the top knee down and toward the floor a little bit more. I would repeat that 3 times. So what I've done is I've taken a stretch that's highly effective already, the Brettzel. We've added some muscle energy technique to it in order to get more out of it. So only go for as much as is comfortable for you. Do not push it. Learn the stages and steps to the stretch slowly. And the idea of having multiple cues or multiple levels of progression for each stretch is that you don't have to then get up, move around, grab new equipment, stand up, sit down, get into a whole different position for your next stretch. We're getting multiple areas all at once and taking it progressively.